Hi, welcome to Vector Bliss. So in the previous video we have seen value set for linear parameters. Now let us see the polar parameter. So let me just delete this linear parameter here. Going to parameters, I have this polar here. So anything which says polar has something to do with the angles. So if I select this and specify the base point, then it is asking me the end point, so let it be here somewhere. Now I am placing the label here. Now you can see the polar parameter has been placed. Now the actions, when I am assigning actions to it, I can assign the stretch action or polar stretch. I will come to that. Before that, if you select this, you can see it has got this distance name property is there, angle name property. You can change it. This can be done for any parameter. And let me change it for length and angle. Let it be angle only. Angle and you can see here this value set is there. So this value set distance type, and there is a value set for angle also. So you can see this distance type, I can set it increment just like I have shown you in the previous video. So if I set it to increment, before setting that, let us assign a stretch action here and see what is happening. So stretch action, I'm selecting this parameter here. Stretch action is going to happen at this point, and the window, stretch window is like this, and I am selecting this rectangle. Enter, close block editor, save changes. Now see what is happening when I am pulling this. You can see it is getting stretched like this. So it is not only stretching horizontally, but I can go with any angle. So that's how polar parameter works. Let us go back to the block editor again. Now here for this length, I will set this distance type here in the value set to be increment. So I can give an increment value, then I can set a minimum distance and a maximum distance here. So increment, let me put it 1, and distance minimum and distance maximum, you can try it on your own. Now close the block editor, save changes, go back here. You can see that it is getting dragged incrementally. Now it is showing horizontal values here. If I change the angle here, next time when I click here, you can see it is happening on that angle. So that's how the increment option work. Now go back to the block editor again. Now you can see this here, instead of this increment I have this list option also. I don't want to go through all those options. You can try it. These options have been explained in my previous video. If you missed it, please go back and see the previous video of value set. Now for angle also same way, you have these options, increment and list. So practice that using these options, and I can set a angle minimum here, angle maximum here. Now what I want to show you is, now that we have assigned a stretch action to this polar parameter at this point, you can assign stretch action to or move action to this point also. So let me just delete this, and here in action there is something else called polar stretch. So this is different from normal stretch. How it is different, let us see. If I select this polar stretch and select this parameter, and at this point I want to do the stretch, then select this window, select the objects. After selecting this object, it is again asking me to select object. So what is it asking exactly? Specify objects to rotate only. So I can provide a set of objects to rotate along with this stretch. Now I will select this rectangle for rotation also. So this rectangle is now subject to rotate as well as stretch. So let us look at how it works. So close block editor, save changes, go back there to the drawing window, and now you can see this stretch is happening, but at the same time if I rotate, I can rotate this rectangle based on that base point of the parameter. This was not happening in case of a normal stretch. It would not have rotated the element. If you remember, you could have seen this side was standing straight here and only this much portion of the rectangle was getting stretched. So this is how this polar stretch action work. Now if you go there, select this, and you can see this angle multiplier and angle offset, these values are also there. You can put this multiplier. I think when the linear parameter was explained, I explained about this angle multiplier and distance multiplier. If you remember, the base point moving exactly with the stretch action, I had mentioned it to keep always on the middle of a side. If you remember that, please go back to the video if you don't remember it. Okay, so that's how you can provide this distance multiplier and angle offset here. So these are the two properties you can control for this polar stretch action. So this is how polar stretch parameter work. Try adding more actions to it and keep practicing. See you in the next video.